So today we're going to go through the answers to the homework. And if you're listening to this video, it means that unfortunately I have to be home with a sick kid. So for the worksheet, let's go through the answers. And some of these you can answer by multiple rules. So for number 1, there are 4 sig figs and the 1 is the guess. The 0 is trapped between 2 non-zeros, so that 0 is significant. Let's do letters F and G together. So here the zeros are to the left of the 2. Here the zeros are to the right of the 2. In order to count, you have to be to the right of the decimal and to the right of a non-zero. So therefore, these zeros count, and I would have 6 sig figs, whereas those zeros do not count, and I would have only 2 sig figs. Same thing for letter I. These zeros are to the left. They are to the right of the decimal point, but they're to the left of the non-zero, in this case, number 1. So those zeros don't count, and you will have 3 sig figs. These zeros are trapped, so they count. The last 2 is my guess, and I'd have 8 sig figs. You could also answer letter H according to the rule, if the number is bigger than 1 and there's a decimal point, then everything is significant. So like in letter D, it's bigger than the number 1, there's a decimal point, therefore everything is significant. Here my zeros are trapped, so they count. The 7 is my guess. All non-zeros are significant. I would have 2 there. And now I want to compare B and J. In letter J, there is a decimal point. In letter B, there is not. So when you have a decimal point and the number is bigger than 1, then everything is significant, and the last 0 is the guess. Because there is no decimal point for letter B, these zeros don't count. They're placeholders. We only have 1 significant digit, and it's the number 3. Number 4, identify the volume using the correct number of significant digits. So in number 4, we're going up by 1s. 76, 77, 78, 79. So if we're going up by 1s, we should guess out to the 10th place. We measure from the bottom of the line. So it's going to be something around 79 point, and then you have to guess out to the 10ths. I don't care what your guess is, as long as you guess out to the 10th place. Now in letter B, we're going up by tenths. So that's 27.5, 27.6. So it's between 27.5 and 27.6. So when it's going up by tenths, we're going to guess out to the hundredths. And I'm going to guess 27.51 milliliters. Now letter C, we're going up by 2s. What the heck do we do when we're going up by 2s? Well, when we're going up by 2s, we pretend as if those markings aren't there. All we know is it's between 10 and 20. So if it's between 10 and 20, my guess is that it's 18. Because if I'm going up by 10s, I'm going to guess to the 1s place. So that's why I guessed 18. So then, what's the purpose of these graduates if we don't use them. Their purpose is to help us make a better guess. Is 18 a good guess? Probably not, because you can clearly see that it's below 18 and above 16. So a better guess would be 17. But once again, it needs to be to the ones place. In letter D, we are now going up by hundredths. If we're going up by hundredths, then we should be guessing out to the thousandths. So we're going to guess to the thousandths place. If we write in the numbers, this is 19.15 right there. This is 19.11. That's 19.12. So it's between 19.11 and between 19.22. I am going to guess that it's 19.110. Okay, so we'd have to be out to the thousandths place on letter D. Letter E, so we are going up by tenths, believe it or not. That's 36.1, that's 36.5, this is 36.6, 36.7. So it's between 36.6 and 36.7. The fact that there are half dashes in there don't matter. Why put in that little half dash? The half dash, I think I can draw that a little bit straighter. That little half dash helps you make a better guess between the 36.6 and 36.7. I think I wrote that wrong. So by drawing in that little blue half dash, I'm able to guess a little bit better. I know that it's more than the 0.5 because it's above the blue line, so I'm going to guess 36.67. But the key here is that it's out to the hundredths place. Okay, if you didn't guess out to the hundredths, then you'd be wrong. For number 5, kind of the same idea here. Our meter stick is between 0 and 1. So for the very first one, all you can do is make a guess. Now I'm going to guess 0.7. So I'd be guessing out to the tenths place. For B, it's still between 0 and 0.1. All this hash does is help you make a better guess. So for B, I'm going to guess 0.8. But for both A and B, you should only be guessing out to the tenths place. Now we actually have some more graduates. So because it's between 0.3 and 0.4, I'm going to guess 0.37. So I should be out to the hundredths place. And we've got the same situation going on right below here. 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5, 0.6, 0.7, 0.8. So why then did they put in these little half hashes? Why? It helps you make a better guess. You know it's between 0.7 and 0.8. But that little half mark right there allows you to know that it's got to be lower than 0.75. So my guess is still going to be out to the hundredths, but I'm going to guess something below 0.5. I'm going to guess 0.6. 3. So that little red half hash just helps you make a better guess out to the 100th place. So here, once again, are the correct answers. A should be to the tenths, B should be to the tenths, and C and D should be to the hundredths. All right, so you are going to now watch a couple videos on how to do number 2 and number 3, the addition and subtraction. I'm going to have an answer key for you to check to see if you're doing it right. And then once you've done numbers 2 and 3, then you will go on to complete significant figure worksheet number 1, which you can find in your packet. If you don't know what it looks like, I will show you what it looks like. It looks like this. Where you will get to practice using sig figs again, converting to scientific notation, and doing the addition and subtraction and the multiplication and division. In case you don't know, that is 8 times 10 to the negative 7th. Okay? That's subtraction. Okay? I probably should have put stars in here to show that we're multiplying. Okay, so multiply, whoops. Okay, actually, let's do the stars. Oh, yeah, all right. So this is boop, boop. Okay, so stars mean multiply. Okay, hopefully that clarifies some things for you guys. All right, good luck and have a great day.